You are here, and that is enough for now. Whatever brought you to this moment, exhaustion, a restless mind, or simply the quiet pull towards something slower, you don't need to explain it. This is a space for you. Not to learn something, not to improve something, just to be still while words from a very old, very honest man wash gently over you. Seneca wrote his letters to a friend named Lucilius nearly 2,000 years ago. He was writing about time, and almost nothing he said has aged. You don't need to follow every sentence tonight. Let the ideas arrive the way sleep does, not by chasing them, but by letting them come. Some will land, some will simply carry you. Take a slow breath now. Let your shoulders drop. Wherever you are, let this be a place you don't have to leave for a while. Seneca opened his first letter to Lucilius with 4 words. Itafa, me Lucili. Do it, my Lucilius. And what he meant was this. Reclaim your time. Start now, not tomorrow. He wrote that life is divided into 3 parts. The past, the present, the future. The past is beyond reach. The future is uncertain. Only the present is truly ours. And yet, we spend the present moment defending the past or bargaining with the future. The hours go, we barely notice. Then one day, we look back and wonder where it all went. Seneca didn't say this to make you feel guilty. He said it because he did the same thing. He spent years in courts, in politics, in noise, and he knew exactly what that cost him. He wrote, "Life is long if you know how to use it. Not short, long. The problem," he said, "is not that we are given too little time. It is that we waste so much of what we are given." Think about a day that felt wasted. Not a dramatic failure, just a Tuesday that dissolved. Emails, errands, conversations that led nowhere. Evening arrived and you weren't sure what had happened. That feeling, that quiet deflation at the end of a formless day. Seneca named it. He called it being busy without living, occupied without being present. He wrote to Lucilius, "Most men ebb and flow in wretchedness between the fear of death and the hardships of life. They are unwilling to live, and yet they do not know how to die." That sounds harsh, but read it slowly and it softens. He isn't condemning. He is describing something he recognized in himself, the suspended state, neither fully here nor fully at rest. Busyness, Seneca believed, is often a disguise. We stay occupied so we don't have to sit with ourselves. We fill time so we don't have to feel it. This is not a modern invention. It is very old. He wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it, dissipated in luxury and carelessness, employed in the service of others, given to sleep." Notice he includes sleep in that list, not as a shame, as an observation. Sleep given away carelessly, without intention, is different from sleep received as rest. One drains, the other restores. Tonight is different. Tonight you chose this. You chose to be still. That is not nothing. That is, in Seneca's language, a small act of reclaiming. He told Lucilius to hold on to time, to seize it, to hoard it, but also, and this is the part that often goes unquoted, he told him to stop, to withdraw, to be alone with himself. Seneca himself would retreat from Rome, from the crowds and the demands. He would sit with his thoughts, read slowly, write letters. He called this time his own. It was the richest part of his life. He wrote, "Withdraw into yourself as much as you can. Associate with people who are likely to improve you. Welcome those who you are capable of improving. The process is mutual." But before any of that, before improvement, before connection, before anything, there must be stillness. A moment where you're not performing, not producing, not explaining yourself to anyone. Take a breath now, a real one. Let your chest rise slowly and fall without rushing. You have nowhere to be. Nothing is expected of you in this moment. Nothing at all. Seneca wrote that a wise person lives as long as they ought, not as long as they can. He meant quality over duration, presence over performance. A single hour lived fully is not wasted. This hour counts. The one where you lay down and let a day go. The one where you stopped demanding something from yourself. Seneca would call this wisdom, not weakness. He wrote to Lucilius, "Omnia aliena sunt, tempus tentum nostrum est." Everything is alien to us. Time alone is ours, not your reputation, not your output, not what others think of this day. The hours you lived, those were yours. So, rest is not a retreat from life. It is a claim on it. When you close your eyes tonight without guilt, without a list running through your mind, you are doing something Seneca spent his whole life trying to teach. You are living right now, in the only moment that is ever actually given to you. Breathe slowly now. Let the thoughts from today loosen their hold. They will be there in the morning if you need them. Tonight, they can wait. Seneca wrote his final letter knowing he didn't have much time left. He was not afraid. He was grateful for the hours he had genuinely lived, the ones he had claimed as his own. He left us this non divertur vita transcurrit. Life is not postponed. It passes. He said this not to frighten, but to free. Stop waiting to begin living. You are already in it. Tonight you did not waste your time. You rested, intentionally, quietly. That is the whole of it. Sleep now and let the hours be yours.